the Muslim is one from whose tongue and hands the Muslims are safe, and the one who does hijrah is he who abstains from what Allah has prohibited. So Islam includes acting upon the orders and abstaining from the prohibitions if something is missing from the matters of the pillars, then his Islam is not sound. But if the deficiency is in other things, then the deficiency in his Islam depends on what was abandoned. Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, says, O you who believe, enter perfectly in Islam. That is, enter into the entire Islam. Do not take a part of it and leave a part. Rather, the Muslim takes from Islam according to his abilities and does not restrict himself only to some aspects of it and then say, this is enough. Islam means submission to Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, by affirming His oneness and subjecting oneself to Him through obedience and abstaining from shirk, joining partners with Him, and things like it. This is its general definition as mentioned by Shaykh al-Islam and is quoted from him in the book. This is the meaning of Islam in the general sense, and these 5 are its pillars and mainstays, and not the entirety of Islam, as is in the Hadith of Ibn Umar, which will be discussed later, Allah willing, that similar wording. That Islam is built upon 5 pillars to testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah. These 5 are its foundations, its pillars and fundamentals. So he mentioned that Islam has 5 pillars, and these are to testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad is Allah's messenger. Establish the prayer, give the zakah, fast in Ramadan, and perform the pilgrimage to the sanctified house of Allah for the one who finds a means to it. These are the 5 clear pillars. The first pillar comprises the Shahadatain, the 2 statements of testimony, because one of them does not suffice for the other. If anyone were to testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, but rejects that Muhammad is Allah's messenger, then his testimony is not sound. Likewise, the one who testifies that Muhammad is Allah's messenger, but does not declare that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, his declaration of the testimony for the message does not bring any benefit to him. So the Shahadatain must be together. To testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah means devoting worship to Allah alone. To testify that Muhammad is Allah's messenger means setting aside the Prophet for obedience and emulation, because he is the conveyor of the message from Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. So the Shahadatain does not only imply pronouncing them, rather one must also act upon them. The meaning of I testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah is I acknowledge and affirm that there is no deity deserving to be worshipped except Allah. For La ilaha illallah is one which negates a particular kind, and ilaha, deity, is its noun, both of which have occurred in the accusative form, and their predicate is judged to be deserving. So the estimation of the expression is there is no worthy deity. Therefore the meaning of La ilaha is not that there is no deity. It does not mean the negation of deities, rather it means the rejection of the true deities. Else there are many non-worthy deities. Some of the people give worship to the sun, some worship the moon, and some amongst them worship the stars, and some the trees and stones. Some even worship the dead and graves and sepulchres, and some go to the extent of worshipping the cow, as is done in India. Still, there are those who worship the private organs, and refuge is with Allah, so the deities are many, but the true deity is Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. He, the Most High, says, that is because Allah, He is the truth, the only true God of all that exists, who has no partners or rivals with Him, and what they, the polytheists, invoke beside Him is falsehood, and verily Allah, He is the Most High, the Greatest. And Al-Illah means that which is worshipped a deity, that the full expression would mean there is no deity deserving to be worshipped except Allah. So this negates all full false deities, and all of what is worshipped beside Allah is falsehood. That is because Allah, He is the truth, and what they, the polytheists, invoke beside Him is falsehood. This is the meaning of the Shahada, the testimony, and the predicate is not just to be now mawjud, as is said by some of the people. There is no deity. This is not right. There are many deities, and everyone knows that people worship different deities right from when shirk, joining partners with Allah, began on the earth and will do so until the last hour. So shirk is practiced, and the deities are many, but the true deity is Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. He, the Exalted, said,